What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and daily news report for Sunday, February 6th. So we have a bunch of stuff that we need to discuss today. First, I want to dive into these $600 payments, these stimulus checks that many people are saying they keep hearing more and more rumors about. So I want to address that first. We're going to talk about the stimulus package, where Senator Joe Manchin stands right now, because again, he has changed his mind. We're going to address unemployment taxes, and I also want to fill you in on a little bit of a stock market update, because a lot of people have been asking, you sold a lot of your stocks, but what are you doing now? So I want to address what I'm doing, what I'm currently holding, and where I plan on buying back in very soon. So if you want to know more on that, make sure you go and watch the rest of this video, but also go ahead and click that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Now, let's get into it. And if you want to trade, you want to start jumping in the stock market, now might be a really good time to be looking into it. Okay, so if you want to do that, I'll put a link down in the description box below where you can go and sign up. And by joining an app called Webull, they will give you 3 free stocks. I believe 2 free stocks you get just by signing up, and then 1 you get for depositing $100. So make sure you go and do that. Now, let's address the $600 payments, because here's what's happening. And I get countless messages every single day. Messages, emails, comments, and it's the same thing. So let's address the rumors of the $600 stimulus checks that are coming out this month. Here's what I can tell you. With absolute certainty, 100%, there's no stimulus check coming out right now. Congress, they can't even agree on passing anything for the American people. And I find it almost impossible that Senator Joe Manchin would be on board with another stimulus check when we are expected to see even higher inflation this week. Okay? So, why are we seeing all these rumors about a $600 stimulus check then? Here's the reason why. The White House stated back in December that if the child tax credit payments didn't get extended before, I think it was December 28th of 2021, which they didn't, then the checks would likely not be able to go out by January 15th, which they didn't. We are now on February 6th. As of right now, there's no talks of an additional child tax credit payment. Even if the bill passed tomorrow on February 7th, that is not enough time to send out another child tax credit payment on February 15th. So at this point, there's no check that came in January. There's no check that's coming in February. And we don't know if something will come next month. Okay? But for those that were hoping for that double payment to cover January and February, those would be that $250 or $300 payments. Those, as of right now, are not coming because nobody can agree on what should be in the Build Back Better Act bill. Now, those rumors, we're going to keep seeing them. But just understand, as of right now, those are just rumors. The checks are not coming, and we will not be seeing those double payments for February. All right? Now, let's address the Build Back Better Act, because today Senator Joe Manchin made a statement just this morning on whether or not this bill is going to pass. He says this bill in its current form no longer will exist. This is not something that he's even open to discussing, because there's too much in this bill that he does not support. But here's something that he does support. And this is very telling, because this is something that we've been seeing from him over the past few weeks. Senator Joe Manchin, he went on to say, and I quote, "My biggest concern and my biggest opposition is it did not go through the process. It should have gone through the committee." That was his statement. Just to give you an idea, this bill, the $1.75 trillion infrastructure bill, it went through the committee in the House, but it didn't go through the committee in the Senate. That is what Senator Joe Manchin is saying. That's the reason why he didn't support this. because it didn't get bipartisan support. It got some, okay? It got some. But it didn't get that much support. And on the other thing is, yes, it didn't go through the committee in the Senate. But going back to what many Democrats have actually said over the past few weeks, about 3 to 4 weeks, Senator Joe Manchin, this is what they're saying, is just creating excuses, and he keeps on changing his mind about what he wants and how to get there. Now, I bring this up because Senator Joe Manchin this morning says that he can't support a bill that didn't go through the process. Yet, to my understanding, and I've been looking for the past probably about 45 minutes to try to figure this out, but based on my research, the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill, this didn't go through the Senate committee either. So he's saying he can't support a bill because it didn't go through the committee in the Senate, but at the same time he supported a bill and helped create the bill, craft the bill, that also didn't go through the Senate committee, yet it passed. I don't know. I just think it's a little bit fishy that right now he is just holding up the bill. Now, is there things in this $1.75 trillion bill that shouldn't pass? Yes, definitely. Do we need a park? You can spend $300 million on a park for Nancy Pelosi? Absolutely not. I don't live in San Francisco. Even if I did, do I want a park that, for Nancy Pelosi, that's going to cost $300 million? No, probably not. I think there's enough, really quality spaces in San Francisco. We don't need another $300 million park. But maybe that's just coming from me. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Do you think this is a good idea? That this doesn't pass yet because they're throwing away money to things that just don't make sense, like a park. Unless that park's where millions of people are going to be sleeping, I don't see the need for $300 million spent on a park. But again, maybe that's just me. Now let's talk about unemployment income tax, because I've been getting a lot of questions from people saying that they're not getting this free income. Up to $10,000 of unemployment income, they're having to pay taxes on it. What's up with that? Now here's the thing. Back in 2020, there was a provision where anybody that received up to $10,200 or more in unemployment income, they were excluded from having to pay any income tax on that $10,200. However, in 2021, that is not the case. And keep this in mind, even though the bill was passed in 2021, but it was for the previous year in 2020, that's what's screwing so many people up. It's because the bill, and if you type this in, unemployment income tax exclusion, if you type that in 2021, a bunch of stuff pops up because that's when the bill passed. That's when all the discussions happened. But that provision was for 2020. And so a lot of people think, I don't have to pay taxes, or I didn't have to pay taxes, and now they do. So here's what you need to understand. Even if you only earned $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, or I don't think too many people are making $20,000 on unemployment, but if you are, you have to pay taxes on that money. You have to pay taxes. So that's going to be the tough thing, is many people were just scraping by, just barely squeaking by with enough money, and now the government's coming back to take their taxes. It's going to hurt a lot of people. This is creating a burden to millions of people right now that were expecting that their money was tax-free, but in the end, that's just not the case this year. So if you aren't sure how much you might have to pay back, you're worried about this, here's my suggestion. This is not financial advice. This is just sound advice. Now, let's say you have to pay taxes. Okay, great. You understand that, I got to pay taxes. And many people, they wait until April to start the process. They start preparing their taxes. But here's what I can tell you. Just do it now. You don't have to pay it now. You don't have to file today. You can sit on your prepared tax return for the next, month or so. You can get it prepared today, figure out what the damage is, figure out how much you have to pay, and then it's like, okay, I don't have that money. I gotta wait a little bit. I need to wait a couple weeks. Then wait a couple weeks. There's no reason why you couldn't, right? So a little bit of sound advice: if you know you gotta pay money, still prepare your taxes today, but file them, closer to April or in April, right? We got till April 18th. So use up the days if you need to, all right? Now, I get a lot of questions based on why I sold stocks over the past few weeks. And I got a lot of people questioning the fact that timing the market isn't good. It's not easy, and it's not. I don't plan on trying to time the market perfectly. I'm trying to time the market a little bit better than what I knew was going to happen. Okay, so over the past week, I have bought and sold plenty of stocks. I'm not out of the market entirely. I still hold things. There are still stocks that I'm holding that I bought a while back. These are Tesla, Google, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, and Apple. Those are the stocks that I own. Okay, those are the only ones that I hold for longer periods of time. Had others as well, but I sold those because I knew the values were going to come down. I know the value of Tesla has the option or the chance it could come down. Google, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, Apple, everything could come down. But these are companies I believe in long term. Okay, every single one of them. Now, here's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting to see the inflation report this week. It comes out on this coming Thursday, before I really decide to buy back in and hold. Because the expectation is inflation is going to go from 7% up to 7.3%. Now, we already know that the Fed is going to raise rates on March 16th. That's pretty much been a guarantee since the Fed's meeting minutes just the other week. So here's what I'm doing. Right now, I believe the market is pricing in a rate increase. We don't know if the rate increase is going to be a quarter. We don't know if it's going to be a half. So if it's a half, okay, if it's a half point, the problem is the market is not really factoring that in, I don't believe. So here's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to time the market perfectly because that's very difficult to do. Almost impossible. But even if I buy my favorite stocks right now and I dollar cost average into them over the next, so we're right now February 6th. So it's going to be, we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks left before the Federal Reserve is most likely going to raise rates. Okay, it's almost a guarantee. So here's what I'm trying to do. If I start buying in, let's say after this month's CPI report, which comes out on Thursday, if I start buying in, let's say maybe Friday, maybe Thursday, but most likely next week, I could dollar cost average in every single week until we really get that report, really see what the Fed does in a little over a month. Now, here's the reason why. My hope is to get the best deal possible. I know that's probably not the case. I anticipate a recovery, even if I buy my favorite stocks right now, I anticipate they would recover within the next 3 to 12 months. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to wait so long that they drop, they start coming back up, and I think, it's going to dip again, and it never dips. It just keeps going up. I don't want that to happen because I know, again, just keep this in mind. In 10 years, Tesla is predicted by many to be about $3,500, okay? They could far exceed that. They might not even get close. We don't know. But that's, for many, the prediction. Now, nobody's going to care. I honestly wouldn't care. If I buy Tesla now at like $923 as opposed to $850 or $1,000, am I going to care about the $70 or $80 difference? No, I'm not going to care. Because if it's $3,500 and I paid under $1,000 for it, whether it's $850, $920, or $1,000, it's not really going to matter. Because it's just not going to matter, especially in 10 years. So that's the way I'm looking at it. All right. So I know a lot of people question, should I buy now? Should I wait? My suggestion is, if you don't know what you're doing, don't try to time the market. Do dollar cost averaging, buy in a set amount, not of shares, buy in a set dollar amount every single week. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's $10, 50, 100, 1,000. Do what you can afford, but make sure it's consistent. You can do it every single week, because that is one way to guarantee over the long term you will be profitable. So that's what I'm doing at this time. Again, if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.